You know, first impressions. We talk about them all the time. But have you ever really stopped to think about what people are actually noticing in those first few seconds? It all happens in a flash, and believe me, it's not always what you think.
So, what is it? Is it your smile, your handshake, the words you choose? Well, it's a bit of all of that, and so much more, all processed subconsciously. And in the next few minutes, I'm gonna lay out the entire blueprint for you. So stick with me, because understanding this is more than just a fun fact. It's basically a secret weapon for mastering how you come across in any room with any person. You're not gonna wanna miss this.
All right, part one. Long before anyone even registers the color of your shirt, they feel your energy. It's that vibe, you know? It's the silent introduction you make the second you walk into a space, and it is incredibly powerful.
And really, what is that energy? Well, this quote right here just nails it. The single most magnetic quality anyone can have is confidence. When you project optimism, when you stay cool under pressure, when you just carry yourself with this quiet self-assurance, people can't help but be drawn to you. It's almost like a superpower.
And one of the very first ways that confidence, or lack of it, shows up is in your voice. Your voice is like a broadcast signal. The tone, the pace, the clarity, it can instantly tell someone if you're rock solid in your self-belief or if you're feeling insecure. It's an immediate giveaway.
So, the great news is you can totally train your voice to sound more confident. It's pretty simple, actually. First, just try to cut out those filler words. You know, the ums, the ahs, the likes. Second, learn to love the pause. A little bit of silence right before you make a big point, it adds so much weight and shows you're in total control. And finally, mix up your speed. Speaking in a monotone puts people to sleep. Varying your tempo keeps them hooked and makes you sound way more dynamic.
Okay, moving on to part two, your visual signature. This is everything that people's eyes soak up in an instant. It's that quick, almost primal judgment they make before you've even had a chance to say much at all.
Think about it. Before you utter a single word, your clothes have already introduced you. The goal is to get people to like what they see before you even speak. You can instantly boost your perceived value just by wearing clothes that actually fit you well. Seriously. In a world where most people just blend in, making a little effort to dress sharp makes you stand out immediately.
Now, let's get a little more primal here. Research consistently shows that body shape plays a huge subconscious role. For women, men are often drawn to that classic hourglass shape, a narrow waist and wider hips. And for men, women tend to notice that V shape. You know, wide shoulders that taper down to a narrow waist. The thinking here is that these shapes are subconsciously linked to health and vitality.
Height. Yeah, it's another big one. It's just a fact that taller people often get a little more automatic respect. But here's the thing, you can totally influence how tall you appear. Simple tricks, right? Wearing shoes with slightly thicker soles is an easy one. Another pro tip is to avoid outfits with a really sharp color contrast, like say a bright white shirt with black pants, that can visually chop you in half and make you seem shorter than you are.
Your hair, your skin, just your overall tidiness, these are some of the first little details people notice. I mean, messy, unkempt hair doesn't just look sloppy, it can project a vibe that you just don't care. On the other hand, good grooming sends a really clear signal that you respect yourself, and that makes other people respect you a whole lot more.
Hey, quick pause. If you're getting some good stuff out of this blueprint, do me a favor and take a quick second to hit that subscribe button and give this a like. It genuinely helps us make more of this for you. Thanks.
All right, let's jump into our third and final section, the way you connect. This is where we move beyond the static stuff, beyond just how you look, and into how you actually interact and build that human connection.
Just look at that number, 50%. That's how much of your overall presentation, of how people read you, comes down to your body language. That is half the entire game. How you move and hold yourself is literally just as important as anything that comes out of your mouth.
So what's in that 50%? Well, it's pretty much everything. It's your posture, the way you walk into a room, what you do with your hands, how you plant your feet when you stand, and of course, a huge one, your ability to hold eye contact. These nonverbal signals are the instruction manual you give people on how they should treat you.
Oh man, this one is huge. When you meet someone new, is the conversation about them or is it all about you? See, people who are constantly talking about themselves, arguing just to prove how smart they are, or showing off, they might think they're impressing people, but they're often just pushing them away. Nothing makes someone check out faster than feeling like they're not even in the conversation.
And finally, let's talk about maybe the most underrated piece of the first impression puzzle, your scent. Look,
There is no faster way to repel somebody than with a bad body odor. It's just true. But on the flip side, a subtle, really good fragrance can work wonders. It creates a powerful, positive memory that sticks with someone long after you've gone.
So there you have it. That's the whole blueprint. It really just comes down to these three big things. First, the confident energy you put out there with your presence and your voice. Second, your visual signature, your clothes, your grooming, the whole look. And third, the way you truly connect with people through your body language, your conversation, and yeah, even your scent.
We covered a ton of ground today. If you got some real value out of this breakdown, I'd really appreciate it if you'd subscribe, hit that like button, and maybe share it with someone who could use it. And hey, don't be shy. Drop a comment below.
And that brings me to my last question for you. Remember this, a great first impression isn't fate. It's not something you're just born with. It's a skill. And like any skill, you can work on it and get better. So, looking back at everything we talked about, what's the one thing you're going to focus on first? Let me know down in the comments. Thanks for watching.